Ruben, thanks for doing this. We speak to a lot of the players. They've said it's been a very positive tour. They've talked a lot about the change of culture that they feel is happening here. When you arrived at United, what was the culture like, and what have you done to try and change it?
First of all, I think is one thing that is all about the club. It's not one person that arrives and say we need to change everything. Everything was Omar and Jason. They were aligned about everything we need to change. Of course, the manager is an important piece, because if the manager doesn't want, it's really hard. But I feel that we are more organized nowadays. I think everybody knows their places. You know that this is my job. Everyone knows that, and that is looks like a small thing, but this is a big thing. I think we improved in the even the medical department, the nutrition. We are so much better. What we eat, the way we behave on tour, on the pitch, the rules. I think everything is important, because I know that they are not kids, and I don't treat the players like kids. But I think these small rules can help a group to be stronger.
You just said there that you feel like it's been made to feel like it's your job. Do you feel like you've been given the authority to make all those changes you've just made, and that it's your way?
I think all the I don't know, but I think all the managers that come here can change things and can dictate some things around the team. I think that is clear, but the manager cannot do that by yourself. Yeah. Because I cannot change, I cannot contract people, there are some things that I don't know. So I need to have top people around me to help me to change the culture. So I think it's not the question of if I have the authority. It's my job. They want that. But it's bigger than that. I need all the club in the same direction.
I don't want to dwell too much on last season, but because it was so tough, was there ever a point last season where you thought, "Oh, I don't know if I can change this"?
No, it's not that feeling, but there was most a feeling that I'm disappointing all these people. That was the feeling that made me think what I should do. Yeah, there was some moments in last year was really hard on me. No, not because I know what to do to change the club, but I'm disappointing these people, and I know that in football, when you lose so many games, it's hard on everybody to believe in one idea, and all the changes. There was some moments in the last year that I was really frustrated.
You said in your last press conference after the last game that you don't need new players to have a new team, and I think some fans maybe will think the results were so poor last season, you need a load of new players. You obviously don't feel like that.
Yeah, I think if you look to every player, I think everyone can look at the player and say he can play better. Yeah. I have that feeling, and I think it's more. I said that so many times. It's a team thing. It's more like all the culture, the pace, the intensity, all these things is to understand the way we want to play. And last year was tough to do that with so many games and so many problems. That is the truth. We are in the better place, but we are just in beginning. But because even the pressure of the game is going to be different. We are playing well. You can feel more freedom in the players. But then when it starts Premier League, it's going to be different. We'll be ready for that. But I truly believe that there are a lot of players can do better, and I can do better.
It maybe feels like a long way off, but do you feel like that there are things at this club, if everything was to go right, that this club could still be Premier League, Champions League winners? Do you feel like everything is here for that to happen in the future?
I have no doubts, because there are some things that you cannot buy, and this club have the pedigree, the history, the fans. We have that, so I think that is clear. Then the money, we have money. We have money without the Champions League, so we'll have money and more money in the future, and we are doing everything. And you talk with Omar, and all these guys are making all the strategy to have more money in the future. So that will not be a problem. And then I think it's clearly the culture. If you have a different culture with all that, with all the pedigree, the money, all these things, we can return to our place, and that is clear.
You mentioned about last season and how you felt, but for someone who has gone into management and everything has gone pretty well, you come to England, you've got a young family. What did it feel like when you were going home after another defeat and more problems and more negativity? How did that feel when you were going home?
To tell you the truth, it's not how I return to my house after the games, how I left to go to the games, because I felt that sometimes we will struggle. All the struggles that we had in the games, I feel it before the game. So that is the hardest part, is to go to the game and know that we are not going to be competitive how we should be. That is the hardest part. When I return, I just look at my family and try to think in different things, but was really frustrated. But if you want to know the most difficult moment was before the games, because I knew it that we will struggle in specific games.
Has that feeling gone now?
Nowadays I'm better. I can feel I'm more excited. I think also I learn a lot, small things, how to build up, how to sometimes not be so romantic. All these things are gone now, and I think we will be a better team, not just because I truly believe that we can be better, but I truly believe that I will be better manager this season.
You did have support in the stadium. That's not unusual for Manchester United managers and supporters. We did have support, and the team did finish 15th, and everybody knows, you know, I know, everyone knows, that is not acceptable. But most people have said, we trust Ruben to get it right, and you say it will be better. Is that a pressure? Because against Arsenal, against Fulham, against Burnley, against Man City, against Chelsea, it has to be better, otherwise people say you're lying to us.
Yeah, it's not. Sometimes you are right or wrong, but if I say it is because I believe it, and that is really clear. And again, we cannot control the results, but with the way we play, the way we perform, the way we connect with the fans, all these small things, we are going to do it no matter what. And so that is going to improve our club and is going to improve our team. And I know that all the credit that I have when I arrived, I know that last year was used on that, and now we have to perform. And I really like the pressure, and I will be okay. If I have the feeling that before the game that we are going to be competitive, we'll be okay. I just don't want to return to that feeling that I'm thinking that is not a 50-50 game.
I was going to say, how do you deal personally with pressure?
I think this is not the moment that I felt more pressure in my life. I had my career as a player, and I remember to finish my career really soon because of the injuries. I remember that me and my wife, we have an Excel with all the money that we have, all the things that I need. I want to help my family, all this responsibility, and I felt the pressure in that time. Nowadays, I don't feel any pressure about that. So I just don't. It's more like an ego thing. I want to be manager of Manchester United for a while, and I took 5 years to choose this club, so I don't want to fail. That is the only pressure. The other pressure, that pressure in the end of my career as a footballer was different. That was more difficult to deal.
I mean, that's the thing about Manchester United. Alex Ferguson was here for ever, but everybody that's followed, Moyes went very quickly, but everybody went 2 years. Van Gaal, Mourinho 2 years, Solskjaer 2 years. You need to stay more than 2 years.
Yeah, I want to stay 20. That is my goal, and I truly believe in that. Something will happen. I always do. In some moments I will be lucky. I had a lot of luck during my career as a manager, and my idea is to stay for many years. But again, we know that the results will dictate that. I know that last season I used all the credit, but I'm ready to start fresh.
I know you want to speak about the players who are here, but the players who aren't here obviously generate a lot of headlines. Marcus clearly has gone to Barcelona. You still have 4 players there that you didn't bring on tour. You mentioned that they may come back in the squad, but most people don't think they will. You go back to Carrington on Wednesday. What do they do? What do you do? How does that interaction work?
I think it's like we just need to follow the market. So the market is open. It's clear there are players that clearly show that they don't want to be here, and that is normal. They are not bad and I'm the good. I'm not the bad and that they are good. It's not that situation. It's a simple situation that they want new challenge, and so we will try to use this space to prepare the team that I think that is going to be here if the market close, and then they are Manchester United players, and we as a club has to treat them in the same conditions. But in this moment, I'm just working with the players that I think is going to stay, and the other guys are trying to find a solution for their careers.
And just finally, you mentioned when we were in Malaysia, and I don't know if the Malaysia and Hong Kong, as weird as it seemed to us, might have been the start of creating this kind of mentality and the group that you've got now. But you also said that you don't need a lot of players this year because no Euro. We don't know how the cups will go. Is this squad the right size, or have you still got too many players, or is this what you will work?
No, I think we have a good size. Of course, we have young kids that are not going to be 100% of the time with us. Something can happen, but for someone to come to our team, we need to do all that work that we did with Brian and Cunha. We need to be really careful to assess the character and the way they play. Try to imagine if they play abroad. Try to imagine them physically, technically playing in our club. But I'm really happy with the team, and without European competitions, I want a small squad. So everyone feels really important. If you have a lot of players, you have 1 week to prepare. A lot of players are going to be out, and then in training they will be frustrated, and then the training will drop the quality. So I want a small group. I think we need to improve the academy. All these spaces have to be. We need to use all the academy players to put in these positions to have space to train with the first team.
And was Malaysia and Hong Kong the end of last season, or was that the start of a new beginning?
I think was more the end. I think if you look to everybody was really tired. Everyone was really frustrated. I was really happy to the end of the season. I think we start the new season when we catch the plane to return to Manchester.